Alright, so welcome back to the channel. We were together today. Yeah, we were together for a little bit today, but we forgot to record because of vlog together. So probably the vlog that we'll vlog when we get together again, maybe. So if we do remember, because we didn't remember till I left. So instead, I'm gonna do a story time. Basically, I'm gonna do a wrestling story time because I do wrestle, and just thought should kind of do a little wrestling story time. So I started wrestling when I was like in 7th grade. Yeah, 7th grade. I had watched high school wrestling when my mom used to work at Evergreen, and so then some of her former students kind of got me hooked on it, and like they're like, oh yeah, you should wrestle. So I'm like, okay. I just kind of like shut it off, didn't think it was gonna happen. So we get to 7th grade finally starts. It wasn't okay. I wanted to just quit. Wasn't just getting annoyed, and so then I finished 7th grade. I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. So like I returned from my 8th grade year. It's okay, did pretty well. Then we got to my freshman year of high school. Because right now it's from 7th grade, so 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th. Okay, I had to count on my fingers because I can't count. So right now I have done my 5th year wrestling, and so my freshman year of high school I couldn't wrestle at all because before, like the week before our first our first duel or tournament, I forget, I fractured my wrist in practice, so I couldn't wrestle. Maybe like only a few weeks could heal, be back by the end of the year. But then I kept getting sick and I just could not stay healthy. So then that was my freshman year, which in the technical terms is called a redshirt year. So a redshirt year is where you're kind of banged up, but you're trying to like work through it, like get back in onto the mat and wrestle. So, but that never happened. So that was my freshman year. Sophomore year, I came back. I came back a lot strong. I came back stronger. I was kind of like just moving a lot quicker, not as like sluggish as freshman year. And so it was kind of good. It was pretty good. So I was getting more like fluid with it, like going a lot better. Got a lot of high school time in. I think one of my biggest wins my sophomore year was at a tournament at Graham Kapowski tournament, and it was a really good win for me personally because I was like really losing a lot, and we were both. I could tell that me and the guy who was wrestling, we were kind of like still new to it, but I was still getting my butt kicked. And at this point of this tournament, I only knew the simplistic moves, like a single leg, a double leg. Like I just knew the simplistic moves, like half, and an armbar, half. And so I wasn't hitting like all these like crazy moves that everyone else knows on the team, because I still am like trying to learn, because I only have wrestled. This is only my first actual year wrestling in high school, and so we're going back and forth. Before this match, where I could have lost by a tech, but I still was getting escapes and getting near fall and everything. I had not wrestled for almost an hour to an hour and a half, because I had wrestled my first match, I lost, got moved down to the losers bracket, and didn't wrestle for a good hour almost. So it's kind of like cold, but I had to just go out there, get it done. So I ended up winning the match. It was like maybe 18-11, I think. And so he was still winning, but it was like a really like 7-point difference. So I ended up turning him in the third period, won the match. And that was probably like my highlight of my sophomore year. But sadly I could not finish out the season. My sophomore year, couldn't finish postseason with the team. Sucked. I was actually upset because I worked really hard. I was actually kind of ready for postseason. So we fast forward because ended up getting a concussion, so I couldn't really wrestle. So we fast forward to this year. This year we moved from our old school from Highline. Then we moved down to Olympic. It was a pretty good year. We had a lot of new people because we lost a lot of seniors in the past 2 years, and so we were kind of having to start from ground zero. So we got a lot of new coaches. We got a few new coaches in. It was a lot of good help on the mat, technique wise. So this year I came a not, I want to say, a solid varsity wrestler as right now, but pretty sure my next year, my senior year, I'm gonna be a solid varsity lineup wrestler. Cause I was going from, cause I started the year at 195 and then dropped down to 182, and so we were I was going back and forth with a freshman, and a few other guys. So so we kept going back and forth. Our first duel, our first kind of mini takedown tournament, I actually did really well compared to my sophomore year. My sophomore year did terribly. All right, this year I was wrestling at 195 at the takedown tournament, so I wrestled two mount kids and a Tai kid, and I ended up losing to one of the mount kids, and I was actually kind of really mad that I had lost to that mount kid because I could have gone 3-0, beat all three of these kids, but I ended up just getting tired by the third match because we were just going match after match after match. So I beat the Tai kid. I beat him by 2 points, and because it was only a 1 minute period, so I only ended up getting 2 points on him. So I beat him. Then I moved to my second match against the first mount kid. The first mount kid, I got it. I kind of threw him, and then I got in on a single leg, and so I came up, wrapped, got 2. So I beat him 4-0. And then the third mount kid, I just was completely tired by this match. I ended up just dropping this whole match altogether. And so it was a good experience. Got good experience still. Went 2-1 for the day. So we move forward. I wrestled a bit. I wrestled in my first actual varsity duel because I still was recovering from a sprained MCL. So there was a few tournaments I ended up dropping because my knee was not feeling it. It was not feeling good to wrestle. So I dropped 2 tournaments, so we didn't have a 95. And then I just could not, I smashed my pinky, so I couldn't wrestle. Again, so then on my first actual varsity duel, we wrestled against Silicon, and I lost again, and we just got, sadly, just annihilated. So then we move forward, we keep moving forward, get through the season. Season's kind of going slow. I'm still recovering. I'm going back and forth between recovery and wrestling. By the end of the season, I re-injured my knee again. So I had previously sprained my MCL. I recovered from it, came back to wrestle, but then I sprained my ACL as well. And then I couldn't finish the season, and it was kind of hard because I wanted to finish the season. I was really ready to finish and wrestle in postseason, but sadly still could not wrestle that year. And so now moving forward, I feel 100% ready to go my senior season to wrestle and actually do really well, because I know with a bunch of seniors that are no longer going to be in certain weight spots, I can slide into those weights and be a solid varsity starter, and try to put some wins together and maybe get some medals. So yeah. All right. So that's just a mini story time that I thought I should share. And so yeah. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.